Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the SFR GT Challenge Round 10. This is the GTC1 division, believe it or not. This is from Kyoto, Yamagawa, Mayabai. Did I get that right, Rodrigo?
I'm afraid you didn't. It's Yamagiwa Kyoto Driving Park, Yamagiwa plus Miyabi. And well, let me speak for a second because I'm gonna talk about this track for a second. It's a pretty special track, 6.3 kilometers and 4.1 miles, if I've got my math right. And it's pretty special because the first section of the track is the Yamagiwa section of the track, and then through turn 8, which is a tight hairpin to the right, we go to the Miyabi section of the track. So these are two track layouts combined, and it makes for a lap around the 2:15 minute mark. So I think it's not a real track. It was designed by Gran Turismo, but pretty special.
Yeah, and thank you on the correction there because I needed some help there. But you know what? About this track, I was actually in this race. I participated in this race. We'll see how that pans out later on. But it does have one of the second to last corner has one of the toughest chicane, if you will, type of corners. Wouldn't you agree? That's a pretty rough corner there.
Yeah, you go fifth gear, 210 kilometers per hour, and then you flick to the left real quick, and you gotta go down a lot of speed to be able to nail the corner and not go into the grass and into the wall, because the walls you can see are pretty close on this track. There's not much margin for error here.
Yeah, exactly. And just to let everybody know out there, this is a rarity for Rodrigo and I, because normally Josh from Demo 1 Garage is doing our streams for GTC1 and GTC2. However, he's on a break. The championship is heating up, and Josh will be back for round 11 at Suzuka. And then we close the season out at Le Mans. Little tip for everybody out there for the last round of the season. At Le Mans, we normally have been running 5 laps on the mandatory compounds for the racing hard and the racing mediums, but being that Le Mans is only a 16-lap race, we're going to do about 2 or 3. We have to discuss that and figure that out, but that's just a nice little nugget for everybody to put in the back of their minds for when the time comes. Now, getting back to this, though, Rodrigo, the championship here is really, it's been really interesting throughout all 3 divisions, and there has not been a winner yet. Up until this point, you have TX3 Cooper, who has not lost a race since the beginning of the season, and J-Mag has really come on strong, and you always have Cards Fan from your team, PX7, who's really strong in the Aston. But we have a bunch of drivers here, J-Mag being the one that could really catch Cooper. He's one of the only ones that could do it, and Mickey Mike. Unfortunately, we don't have Mickey Mike today, but him and Nintisto, who is back in his VW, there's only a few drivers that can catch Cooper, so we'll have to see how it pans out. Can somebody top Cooper? And will Cooper possibly have an off in one of the last 2 rounds? And although it's not likely, he doesn't need to win the last 2-3 rounds to lock it up, and he cannot lock anything up tonight. So we shall see how this plays out, Rod.
Yeah, so it might come down to the final round. Cooper, pretty strong driver. Know him personally. He's been through PX7 through Phoenix before, and he's well and truly an amazing driver. And I don't see him putting a foot wrong, not outside the podium at least. I think we'll see him on the top 3 still. So he's first in the championship. Second is J-Mag. Third is Mickey Mike, who you said is not here tonight. Neither is Nantisto is here. So Nantisto could still challenge, and Carson in 5th. So Carson actually starting P3 tonight, so we'll see how he does out here.
Yeah, we will. And I gotta give a shout out to Nintendo for coming back, and Cards Fan, who's really come on, and Jeeves. We have a lot of strong drivers here in this championship. So, what do you say we get things underway for the first time of you and I doing a GTC1 stream?
Yes, absolutely. Let's go for it.
All right, ready? Here we go. J-Mag starting on softs, Cooper starting on softs, so is Cards Fan.
And the engines are revving up. 5 red lights now, and they are off. And I think J-Mac doesn't really get off the line particularly well. I don't know if traction control is allowed on this division, but he might have.
No traction control.
Okay. Yeah, so he didn't have a particularly good getaway. So he's gone from from pole position down to third. And Cooper, the championship leader, takes the lead from the Dodge Viper. Second is Card Fan. Third, J-Mag. Fourth, Jeeves, who I think kept position. And what a start from Hart, I think. No, actually, he was in third. I thought he was in fourth, which is who is having a go in, not really, but really, really close to Cooper right now. As we go pretty fast, left-hander turn 6. Now into this little kink, turn 7, and here you must brake at one of the lines on the left. Use the second one for reference, and into the tightest section of the track. And J-Mac tries to go down the outside. I think that'll turn to the inside for this corner, and great move, pretty brave. And now we go down to the Miyabi section of the track.
Great move by J-Mag there. As you see the rest of the cards follow in, MSP is on Jeeves pretty good. What a job though by Cards Fan and the Aston to keep that position though.
Yeah, the Aston is known for not being particularly great off the line, so actually he gained 1 position into third place, so he just lost it again right now, but keeping it strong right here in P3 and following J-Mag and Cooper pretty closely.
Yes, he is indeed. And behind we have on the top 3 on the softs, we have MSP in 5th on the softs, Spec from Rockefeller on the softs, Nentisto's our first medium runner being challenged by Marco, who's on the softs, but Nentisto holds him off there. Then you have Autista on the mediums, Catch on the mediums, Tremblay on the hards, and Jadoka on the hards. Back at the front with Cooper.
Yeah, so predictably right now, the top 5 is forming a group. He's on the softs, in fact, so you'll hope he'll be able to close that gap, hopefully. And then Nantist on the medium, so predictably he's losing a bit of time at the start of this race, but later on, actually being attacked by Marcos right now on the soft, so Marcos needs to get a move on to overtake this car on slower tires, and he does so down the inside and looks to be keeping that position.
Good job by Marco there. Autista and the Jag. Catching the Aston. Tremblay on the hards doing a really good job keeping pace with the medium runner so far.
Yeah, Tremblay has pulled away quite a bit from Judoka. Judoka also in the hards, of course, so he's of course losing a bit of time to everyone right now, but he's got a bit of a gap to pull on Tremblay because he's also on the hards. So Tremblay, the fastest hard tired runner right now.
Yeah, and Nentisto, we're going to go on board with Nentisto here. He's up the cracker here with Marco on the medium, so Nentisto doing a really good job. He did concede that position to Marco on the softs, but really experienced driver, and look at this guy save fuel in this Volkswagen. A big component and a big factor in these races.
Yeah, it might come to play towards the end of the race where you have to take a bit of fuel, but then Nantisto right now, best medium tire runner and keeping pace with some of those soft tires on the cars ahead, so I think that he's got something good going on right now, and we'll see about his strategy.
Yeah, really impressive there from Nentisto so far. Let's get an update back at the front here. J-Mag still on Cooper's rear end, could be trying to save some fuel as he's getting a little gap on Cards Fan, but Jeeves starts to make up some room on Cards Fan. And here's that chicane we talked about, Rod. It was very difficult All of them managed to get through it okay. Anybody off? No there. Good job by Tremblay on the hards. Jadoko coming through. Good job by everybody. Cooper takes us around again into lap 3. What does he put down here? A 2:14.899. Very fast lap by the championship leader.
Yeah, J-Mac not able to match that lap. Just 4 tenths down right now, so it's not a lot. It could come down to a better tire saving or a better strategy. So right now, only 4 tenths lower, but he's gonna keep at it, try and keep up with Cooper's slipstream, and might have a chance.
Yeah, and you can see Cooper's really pushing right now. He is pushing, and we have the 2 Aston runners here. If we look at their tire wear, Cards fans got a little bit more wear than Jeeves, so something to watch there. Just different driving styles. MSP dropped off slightly. He was right on the back of Jeeves in the beginning there, and Cards fan, so he lost the position. Spec 1, his teammate follows suit. Marco follows suit as well. So you got 3 Rockefeller drivers in a row there. Nintisto still holding pace with the soft runners. Outstanding job so far.
That's pretty impressive, and I'll say he has closed the gap a little bit to Marco, and I think that that gap will come back to him pretty soon because he's on the medium tires that of course don't have as much tire wear than the soft tires, and you can see Marco's tires already taking quite a beating out there, so he'll be losing pace soon.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at Nintisto's tires, he's got barely no wear at all compared to Marco. Down the field, we have Autista holding down 9th, followed by Ketch, followed by Tremblay, who's just dropped off slightly, but still a tremendous job on the hard tires, keeping up with these medium drivers here. So something to be really proud of, and he's got a big gap on Jadoko there. So back at the front again, Cooper takes us into the killer chicane here.
Here we go, full brake, slowing down, only shifting down to 4th gear, which is, I think, the Viper.
J-Mag almost got it.
Yeah,
almost
you're
lost
going
it.
about 120 miles per hour. I mean, it's kilometers for me, but then I'll say you're going about 120 miles per hour through that little kink that you gotta take a lot of curb through, and pretty dangerous. All these drivers getting it right. Good job from them. They're all pretty good drivers.
Yes, and you see Cooper starting to build that lead a little bit now. He's starting to really put that Viper. That Viper is starting to get the foot down here, and he's starting to really build up a lead here. We got about 1.5 seconds J-Mag. We don't know. Maybe J-Mag's trying to save some fuel. He's just playing his cards right. He's keeping calm. Not putting a foot wrong, but really we have a battle here for the podium position between Jeeves from DNA and PX7 Cards fan here. Let's go on board with Jeeves, see what he could do here.
Look at that, yeah, what we just saw there, you got it at the right time. Jeeves lift and posting, that's the tactic you can do to save fuel. You lift off 20-25 meters before the corner, and then you don't have the throttle on for about 2 or 1 second, and eventually if you do it for 20-15 laps, you save, say, 15-20 seconds of fuel. So of course it's not gonna translate to that, to 20 seconds in the pits, but you can definitely gain a few key seconds when you enter with more liters than your rivals.
Absolutely.
Look, he's doing it again.
Yep. Very, very good driving by Jeeves. Now you'll notice what Cards fan does. If we go on board with Cards fan and Cards fan's driving, he's a lot more short shifting in the same car, and he takes a little bit of a different approach compared to what Jeeves is doing here. As J-Mag gets loose there, J-Mag's having some trouble here with these tires getting older, but holding his composure over a really tough corner here. As you see, Cards fan leaves it in 4th over that chicane. Jeeves down into 3rd. So something to definitely keep an eye on. Different driving styles altogether. What will we do here? Was Cooper go in the pits? No. Does J-Mag go in the pits? No. Anybody in the pits going to go in the pits yet? We have MSP and Spec in the pits.
MSP
Marco.
And, yeah, I think all the RR drivers coming in, so they are probably running the same strategy. think they'll put on the mediums now, as all of them are out. And no, out on the softs again.
Softs for MSP, softs for Spec. Where did Marco come out? Marco came out in 8th on the soft, so I don't think they really lost but one position to Nantista, who's still out on the mediums.
Sorry to cut you off. Jeeves going down the inside of the fast left-hander, turn 6, of course, fun. So he has been, looks like his tires are looking a lot better than Karts right now. So has taken advantage of that and moved on. Let's see if Carson tries to get it back down the inside. No, sits back for now, but as we go into the Miyabi part of the track, into the slowest corner of the track, but good racing from these two drivers, pretty similar skill set and exactly the same machinery, so pretty nice to see.
Yeah, very nice to see, and we did catch that right at the last second. We didn't get the actual overtake done, but we got right on it, and we're still on it as Cars Fan is on the bumper now. You can see where certain strengths of one driver is. They're very evenly matched, but at certain parts of the track, one has an advantage over the other.
Yeah, looks like Jeeps will have the advantage now on the high-speed corners because of his better wear on the front tires. The rear tires look quite even right now, but look at that, Kart's holding his own for the slow speed corner, so I think they'll be coming in this lap, and battle will commence again, but with new tires, so you can see these two drivers going all out with each other.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that for sure. Back at the top, Cooper has built about a 2-second lead as he comes through one of the death chicanes. Not quite as bad as Dragon Trail, but it could be. What will Cooper do here? Will Cooper go in on the 5th lap? He's got pretty worn soft tires right now, as the whole field is. And Cooper staying out.
He stays out. Yeah, I think J-Mag will come in.
J-Mag
going for the undercut right now, yeah. So does Jeeps and Kart Fan. So, yep, these two apparently running the same strategy. Hopefully, I think they'll be out on the softs again. And no, they are all on. No, they're not all on the medium. Jeeps is on the soft.
Cars Fan on the medium. Cars Fan went mediums.
Yeah, Kart Fan on the mediums. That's my bad, but still, that's not preventing him from trying to attack Jeeps. So let's see if we can get him. He'll be trying to hold him off with the medium for a bit to lose his rival sometime and get him back later on.
And he got him there. Jeeves had a little mistake. Will he be able to get him?
Pretty loose, touching the grass, touching the curb, but goes defensive into the left-hander and seems to have Cars Fan covered for now.
Oh, Karts Fan running wide, and one thing Karts Fan has to watch out for is the RR boys working in tandem now with Spec and MSP. They're closing in on the softs as Cards is on the medium. So what Cards Fan needs to do is stay with Jeeves as long as he can and prevent the Rockefeller drivers from overtaking him on the medium. So pretty good job by Cards Fan holding up with Jeeves so far at the front. Now,
yeah, I get that feeling that the RR drivers will kind of get a move done on Cars Fan on the soft, but Cars Fan is a very strong driver, so we'll keep an eye out for that.
Yes, we will. And we took a look at Cooper there for a second. He still has not come in. He's about to go. He's probably about eight seconds, maybe a little more ahead of J-Mag. So we'll have to keep an eye and see what Cooper does here. Is he's going to come through the chicane for the final, coming up on the final turn here. Well, what will Cooper do here? This is lap 6. This is a really long time, Rodrigo, to stretch out the softs. I can't imagine this here. Let's see what Cooper does here.
We agree on that. I think he should be boxing quite soon, but I don't think he will just yet.
He's going out again!
Yeah, I think that he'll be losing a bit of time to J-Mag soon, so J-Mag might be close to getting a move done.
Yeah, J-Mag's got to be wondering what is going on. He's probably licking his chops right there. As Jeeves starts to pull away, as you got MSP making a move now up the inside on Cards Fan. This is going to get dicey here. Spec trying to fit in himself. He can't do it. Cards Fan splits him. And thank you very much to MSP.
Yeah, good move from MSP right there. Spec looking close, looking hungry right now. gets in the slipstream, and I don't think he'll get a move done there, but just wait for the next corner, wait for that. No, Carson runs wide, will Spec take advantage of that? No, he doesn't, but now you've got the heaviest braking of the track, so you've probably got a chance here. Just take your time. Here we go. Is he gonna try it? No, he doesn't. As Carson has to avoid MSP. They're both wide, and Spec looking to get both cars in one move. Let's see.
Spec had a good exit there. He got a little thrown off, though.
Yeah, cannot get the move done just yet, but definitely close to getting it done, hopefully. Through turn 15 right now. No, sorry, turn 11. High speed left, where the stuff will really be flexing the muscle and probably beating on the medium tires. So let's see, another heavy braking zone into the hairpin. Does MSP try a move? No, he doesn't, but I think Cartman is a bit wide, and he's got a gap, he's going for it. Almost making contact, but now he's got a good exit, and next corner he's got another hairpin, so let's see if he'll go for it this time, but he doesn't quite look close enough.
Yeah, and Spec 1 really needs to get a move done on Cards Fan here. It's very hard to do. He had his opportunities. He's going to have to do it either down this straightaway on the front straight, because every lap that goes by is going to give MSP a chance to continue to pull away and on the soft tires, and actually Cards Fan is doing his job keeping a soft driver behind him, as we have Cooper finally in the pits on lap 7. Where does Cooper come out? Will he come out ahead of J-Mag?
I don't think so. I think he's running his thing too long, and yeah, he's slightly behind J-Mag right now, about a second, I'll say. So, but he's got the newer tires, he's got the skill, and I think that he might be able to close that gap.
Yeah, indeed. And Spec could not get ahead of Cards Fan down the straight, as we have another battle forming behind with with Marco and Nintisto. Now you got Marco on some worn softs, and Nintisto is on fresh softs, and Nintisto is a very experienced fast driver when he is on some fresh soft tires here. So this is just probably a matter of time, as Marco's front tire is in bad shape, and this is a pit lap for Marco if they are...
Yep, here we go. Marco is going defensive, but Nantis is trying it anyways on the outside. Nope, sits back, but look at it. Picking up his lines, gets him on the switchback. I think he'll have the outside line, and he's about half a car length ahead. And pretty impressive move right there. Picked up his lines for a few corners. That move really started like 2 corners ahead.
Yes, great move indeed. Let's check behind a little bit and see what's going on here. You have Autista. Look at this. You have Autista on the softs, Catch on the softs, and Tremblay, who started on the hards and went right to the mediums, is still keeping pace with the 2 guys who are now started on the mediums and now are on softs.
Yep, true. And Autista pretty... I think he's struggling a bit right now, and Catch will be looking to make a move. Short shifting that Aston ever so slightly, but looking with a bit newer tires than Autista right now, so we've got a freeway battle right here, but I gotta point out Tremblay, yeah, as you said, keeping pace with the soft tire runners asking to move the hards.
What a job by Tremblay, though. That's actually unbelievable there, Rodrigo, because he was on the hards right to the mediums, while these guys went from mediums right to softs.
True, and after this he'll be running the soft tires all the way till the end, so hey, he might be on for a strong finish.
Indeed. Let's check out where Jadoko is. Jadoko struggling a little bit today behind, as we have some of the guys pitting in there. We got MSP pitting in, J-Mac continues, Cooper obviously continues, Jeeves continues on, Cars Fan on the mediums, we know, Nintisto on the soft, so he breaks out there. So we had the pit cycle stops from MSP. Spec was never able to get ahead. Maybe it was by design of Cards, but now he's got his teammate right in front of him so they could work together. And Marco not too far behind. And we come up on that back battle there with the 3 9th, 10th, and 11th place drivers here. So look at this. Things are getting interesting at the front here, as we got Cooper right on J-Mag's rear bumper now. You can see that Viper creeping in. Get the rear thrustmaster wing from J-Mag. What does he do here as they go through S here? Cooper going for a move.
Yeah, J-Mag going defensive, but Cooper will try nonetheless on the outside. They make a bit of contact, but Cooper is brave, Cooper is fast, and he's got the move done right there. Very, very impressive, but they're still side by side, and J-Mag will have the outside for the next corner. A heavy braking zone, but J-Mag brakes early, tucks in behind. No, Cooper running a bit wide. No, he hasn't. He holds it together, but beautiful move by the championship leader. Yet again, well, not yet again, he hasn't had to do this season because he's been out in the lead so long.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
But yet again, showing to us why he's the championship leader.
Yeah, that was a brilliant move. He got a great exit and it went around the outside. Not an easy place to pass, but a little bit of contact. Nothing wrong with that. Rubbing is racing, and there's no better guys that do it than these two, J-Mag and Cooper. So Cooper regains the lead, but he is on a completely different pitch strategy than J-Mag. So we'll have to see what happens there as Cooper runs of 2:14.5, and he had battle with J-Mag to slow him down. So that just shows you the pace of what Cooper has in him here.
Yeah, J-Mag just ran a 2:16.2, so he's lost about 1.7 seconds that lap, which is not good for him. He'll be looking to get into the pits this lap again, so we'll see if he can get another undercut done on Cooper, but I hope Cooper doesn't run his soft in too long again, because I think he should be looking into pitting on lap 12 or lap 13, but if he goes to lap 14, like he does 7 more laps again on those soft tires, then I don't know if he'll emerge ahead of J-Mag again.
Yeah, and keep in mind, just to remind everybody once again, you got to run 5 laps on the hards and 5 laps on the mediums. And usually Cooper, we've seen always run the hard compound on his last stint after he builds up a nice lead. He likes to finish on the hard, so we'll see what happens here. Let's take a quick look through the field again as we have Jeeves. Jeeves is holding down a solid 3rd podium position. He has not ran the mandatory compounds yet like the front runners. Now we have, again, another battle. Nantisto making his way through the field. He got ahead of everybody here. He got ahead of Cards Fan and MSP. Well, Cards Fan, I'm sorry, was ahead of MSP. He's probably finishing his medium lap stint right now, as Nantisto already got his medium stint out of the way. And MSP is on fresh softs, but he cannot get a move done on Cards Fan. And Spec on newer softs as well. Can't get a move on Cards Fan. So let's see what happens here. I don't think MSP is going to be able to get a move done. If he's smart, he's probably going to recognize that Cards Fan is on mediums, and he's probably going to come into the pit this lap. So MSP is going to go and just travel on.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen now. No, actually, MSP tried a move, but
it made a liar out of us.
Yeah, Card Fan lets him by. He's coming into the pit this lap, and he's got no point fighting for that position. Both our drivers still yet to run the medium tires. Oh, and Card Fan stays out 1 more lap, so he's gonna tuck into MSP's lead room, and he'll be under attack by Spec One.
Yes, and let's just see. Okay, now Jeeves is on the mediums. That's going to make things interesting. Okay, J-Mag went back on the soft. So J-Mag get to run it. Jeeves is on the mediums. So now he's going to be vulnerable to get tagged in by MSP if MSP could do what he's supposed to do and catch him before they pit again. And now we have Cards Fan on his last lap of mediums, you would figure. MSP is... Spec is very close, but Cards Fan doing a really good job of holding it. And now we got a crazy battle again as Nantisto was in the pits for new tires, comes back out behind Marco. This has been going on for almost the whole race between these two drivers.
Yeah, look, I think he's trying the same move again, but Marco now knows better and he's kept it tight on the apex. Nantisto tries around the outside again. It's exactly the same move, but Marco knows better and fends him off. And yeah, it doesn't leave him much space now, but that was pretty great. It was deja vu to me, you know?
Yes,
Nantisto trying the same move, but Marco picking up what he knew already from the previous laps and sent him off for now. But Nantito with newer softs, ooh, Marco parking it on the apex. But Nantito with newer softs should be able to pass him sometime soon. As ahead, Spec 1 battling Cardfan. I think Cardfan ran his medium tire stint a bit too long, but Spec 1 on the outside too.
Yeah, Spec 1 got him. Good job by Spec 1 there, but a great job by Cards Fan of holding both Rockefeller drivers behind for a while when he was on the medium tires there, so outstanding. And yeah, Marco still in front of Nantisto, but Nantisto will pound soon. Behind, we still have Autista. Looks like catches in 11th. Jadoka in 12th, so a little bit of different pitch strategies maybe from there. Yeah, it looks like they came in different times here. Let's see what happens. Cards Fan's getting rid of the mediums. He's the only one that enters there. Spec takes 5th. Let's see what Cards Fan does. He comes out
of the pit on the hards.
Ooh, on the hard. So a good job by Cards Fan, knowing his strategy. He's been a guy that's been pretty solid with his strategies all season. Is he in jeopardy? No, you have Cards. You have Autista and Tremblay and Catch way too off, but they might be able to rail in Cards Fan. So Cards Fan went right from the mediums right to the hards as Marco goes off, but Nantisto gets the move done. We must have just missed it. Now Nantisto with some fresh soft tires is going to be ready to pounce on Spec 1 and possibly MSP, as MSP looks like he's catching up now to Jeeves, as Jeeves is on the mediums and we have MSP on the softs. So a good drive from Jeeves, but he's got to worry about MSP here coming up.
Yeah, MSP on the soft tires. No, sorry. See, yes, MSP on the soft tires, but a bit worn out, and Jeeves on the medium tires now. So you reckon that MSP will have the faster car for a lap or two, but then his softs will start to give way. So we'll see if he can get a move done quickly and overtake Jeeves and pull away.
Okay, so back at the front, we have Cooper leading us once again into the final turn here. In a moment, fastest lap of the race. What else is new? The sky is blue. As always, Cooper laying down some tremendous fast laps here. What will he do, though? Will he pit a little earlier? He doesn't. So he
doesn't look like it.
Yeah, so we were wondering if he was going to go 5 on his second stint. Is he going to go another 7? Well, he's on 6 right now, Rodrigo, and those tires are seeing better days.
Yeah, looks like having a bit less fuel is helping Cooper to take care of his tires, and well, maybe he's on the right strategy, because later on into the race he'll be a bit faster with newer stuff than J-Mag, and maybe he can pull away from him then. I don't know, but I think we can trust the championship leader on his strategy. He has clearly shown that he knows what he's doing.
That's one thing that's probably the truest statement that we've said all night, is we could trust what Cooper knows behind that wheel. He knows what he's doing, so we can't question him. He's on a totally different rotation than everybody else, and that's what makes things so interesting here, is the minds of the drivers on totally different strategies. When you would figure, a lot of times you'd figure, and we've seen it throughout all the divisions, where it's total different strategies left and right here. So it's really interesting here. We'll have to check back on Cooper and see what he does. J-Mag still on some relatively fresh softs in a comfortable second position here. Jeeves on the mediums got away from that pack that was chasing him down because they all were on their pit cycle. So when we go to 4th now, who inherits that other than Nantisto, who has not ran the hards yet, but he ran his mediums, and now he's just putting his right foot down, and he sees one thing in his vision, and that's a podium position. As MSP... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Nantisto is the only other driver other than J-Mag and Cooper to run into the 14th. I think it was his last lap 12 was a 14 1.8. So he's right now, as Cooper is on worn out softs and J-Mac has changed them recently, but he hasn't gone as fast as Neantisto. So Neantisto, your fastest driver on the track right now, coming alive.
Yeah, indeed he is. Indeed he is. So let's get a look at Cooper here in the distance. J-Mag, Cooper. Nope, Cooper goes out again, Rod. So he's on the 7-lap strategy here. That's his game plan. That's his goal. We got J-Mag on fresher softs. He's cutting into that lead ever so slightly. But again, those strategies are completely different. Jeeves has to spend another... Jeeves had got to spend another lap out on track. That is gonna open the door for Nantisto to make up some ground. So Jeeves is doing a solid job of putting up pretty solid pace on those mediums, but he's got a really fast driver in behind. And I was talking about MSP. MSP coming from strength to strength this season, was in the Supra to begin, and now he's in the Vet, and he's really adapted to the Vet over these last 3 or 4 rounds. He's doing a solid job in 5th place here in the Vet, and just showing the kind of skills he has as the Canadian driver chases down his fellow Canadian driver, which is going to be a hard task for him. If we look back at the American and the Viper and the Muscle from Spec 1, doing another good job. He's been solid all season long. He's dipped in pretty much on the same sequence as MSP. Now we have something interesting going on here. We have Cards Fan on the hards getting chased down by Marco, who's on the mediums. So Marco decided to go to the mediums. I don't believe Spec 1 or MSP has ran the mediums yet. So that's going to come to play, and yes, we have Marco now chasing down Cards Fan. Can he get him? We'll have to see.
Cards Fan has been losing positions as of late because he's been running harder compounds than his rivals, but I think that when he switches to the soft towards the end, he was running. Ooh, okay,
very close.
Marco had a look on the inside, but Cards Fan is having none of it, and Marco gets loose on the exit, so Cards will keep the position. But yeah, I rather get the feeling that Cards, who was battling with Jeeps at the start of the race, I think that he might be able to get back to him now that he will be able to run the soft tires till the end of the race. So we'll see about it as Cooper comes into the pit.
Yep, Cooper's on his 14th lap, so 7 and 7, and he's getting fuel. How much fuel is Cooper? Looks like he's taking all of his fuel.
Yep, I think he might have refueled to the end of the race now. He's gonna come out in.
Oh, Nantisto got him. Yes, Nantisto just gets him.
Place. Yeah, I don't know about the strategy at the moment, but all we know is that he's in 4th place and he has refueled until the end of the race, so he doesn't have to take fuel again. But right now he's Neantisto's slipstream or Neantisto's gear rather for a high-speed corner. So we'll see if he can pass him anytime soon.
Yeah, and it might work out for Cooper though, because the 2 drivers ahead of him, other than J-Mag, and even J-Mag, who does have to pit, are on some worn softs. So look at this, Cooper going to the inside on the mediums, looking to get ahead of Nantisto, and Nantisto's not going to give it up easy.
Yeah, turns out to the inside through this corner, and nope, he has backed out of it.
Yes, he did. He might.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that Nantisto might have known that his soft tires just couldn't hold up right now against even those fresh mediums of Cooper.
Yeah, so I think that Nantisto is rather focusing on his race at the moment. I think he can challenge Jeeves right now with his strategy and his skill, and I think he's yet to run the hard tires, but so is Jeeps, so
correct. Yep. So, and then we have the dark horse, which is Cards Fan, who has already ran the hard tires. So that's going to be very interesting.
Marco gets the move done on the hairpin. He did what he couldn't on the previous lap. Went down the inside, late braking, and got past Cards Fan. I think Cards Fan should be pitting on lap 15, right? Because he did the 5:10 and now 15 probably. So he'll be looking to get rid of those hard tires as soon as possible.
Yeah, and it's been a great job by Cards Fan to put up these battles on the lesser compounds, the drivers around him. I mean, he does have great pace, as you see Jeeves go into the pits. So let's take a look here and see what we get from our buddy Jeeves here. What will Jeeves do?
Yeah, surely he has to use the hearts this lap as he hasn't used them yet. He's taking fuel till the end of the race, I get the feeling. And he's back out of the box. And he's back out on the hard tires. So
Hard tires, yeah.
He'll be going on until lap 20 with those 5 laps.
And just to point something out here, Jadoko gets ahead of Ketch on the Racing Hards, and Autista too. So something must have happened there. As it's 9th place, it was on the softs the rest of the way. So Tremblay not too far off now from this whole main 6th, 7th, and 8th pack. So great job by Tremblay so far. Let's see here. Go down the field a little further. Jadoko on some really worn softs. Ketch is on the hards, following suit to that stint. Autista is on the hards here as well. So you can just see how much those hard tires really can hold you up there. To get another look there. Okay, so we come back to this battle here between Marco and Cards Fan, and I'll tell you what, Cards Fan, he's putting the pressure on, man. He's on these hards, and Marco's on the mediums, I believe, right, Rod?
Yeah, they are on different tire compounds, but Marco has got a bit more tire wear on that front right, maybe flat-footed on one of the corners, but they will both be pitting soon, and Cards Fan has free way to go all the way on the soft till the end. So, and Marco had to use the hards still, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, Cards Fan I think we'll be able to get that move done sometime soon.
Yes, great job here. So now we'll go back up to the front with J-Mag going in. That will relinquish the lead back to Cooper. J-Mag takes a splash and dash.
Yeah, but he's out still ahead of Cooper.
He is.
With a light car and on the medium tire. So now first and second are on the first tires, but J-Mag a lot lighter than Cooper right now.
Yeah, so Cooper has more fuel and he's got more laps on the mediums than J-Mag does. Obviously, J-Mag just hopping on them right now, but that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting turnout here because yeah, Cooper's only got a few more laps left. J-Mag having to put 5 down. Looks like from where we stand, Rod, both drivers are going to end on the racing hards. So they went all softs to mediums to now ending on the hards. But we'll keep an eye on this.
Yeah, we'll surely do. As J-Mag is looking good right now to take the win away from Cooper with only 10 laps remaining. So we'll see if he keeps it together.
And we have Nantisto on the racing hards right now, who is in the podium position and doing really well for himself here, and he's getting these hards out of the way. So Nantisto is going to finish on the racing softs. So that's a really good job, as we have MSP who's on the mediums. Yes,
MSP on the mediums and Nantisto on the hards, but yeah, MSP will be catching up to Nantisto right now, but Nantisto at the end of the race will probably run the softs while MSP has to run the hards. So I don't know if he'll be able to keep that one position.
Yeah, and if you take a look, we have Spec on the mediums as well, so they're working in tandem. But then you drop down, and we have Marco, who's been on the medium. So we have a different strategy here playing out between some of the Rockefeller drivers, so they are on different strategies. And then you have Jeeves behind on the hards, not so far away in 7th place here. So it looks like maybe Marco might pit this lap. A possibility, I would think. I'm not too sure though. He's got really a lot of wear on that front left medium, so that would definitely give Jeeves a position.
I think he might be done his 5 laps on the racing medium tires, and he'll have to refuel. So Yep, coming in the pit this lap.
There he goes.
Taking a bit of fuel.
So Tremblay. Oh, and now once again he's on the hards, but he has a big problem behind him. Is Cards Fan once again, and you figure it's only a matter of time before Cards Fan is going to get that. But a real beneficiary is Tremblay, who's doing pretty well, but he will need to pit and get some fuel. But he's moved up to 7th after that cycle now. As Cards Fan and Marco come together once again. This has been playing out all day here. And just like that, Cards Fan says, thank you very much.
Time to waste Cards Fan has no time to waste as he goes pretty aggressively down the inside. Marco tried to cover him up, but then conceded the position as, that's not his battle right now. He's on the hard tires versus soft tires on a pretty fast driver, so he wouldn't have, there was no point trying to hold him off out there.
And we have Autista that unfortunately looks like he has some sort of engine damage. He's retired. So we'll go back again. We have through the front, we have J-Mag in the lead. Can he take this victory and be the first one to top and best Cooper all season long? So the man from DNA is trying to best the TX3 driver who's leading the championship right now. So we will see what happens with this, both on the mediums. As we have Nintisto and MSP. Nintisto is on the hards, MSP is on the mediums. But Nintisto, again, an experienced driver, as I almost commentated, cursed him, but an experienced driver and is still putting down some decent laps on these hard tires. And he's going to finish on the softs, while MSP and Spec are going to have to finish on the hards. So not really looking too good for them. And Jeeves is in a pretty decent position because Jeeves will also finish on the soft. So he might be able to get both Rockefeller drivers here. It looks like the closest battle we have on track right now is between Tremblay. It looks like he might be going in. Tremblay's going in. So you have Cards Fan and
I think
Marco.
It's on MSP.
Yeah.
I think it's on MSP are pretty close together right now. And MSP definitely looking faster right now on the softer compound, and by softer I mean it's softer on the hard tires, so he's on the medium tires. So he's pretty hot on Neantisto's heels, and he has to try to make a move pretty soon because the next stint Neantisto will be on the softs, and we'll see if he'll be able to hold him up.
And we're on board with MSP. A very tight technical section here. Can MSP pull a Nintisto and get one of the same moves around the inside, around the outside like Nintisto did before? Nintisto covers that off, says not today. MSP.
Yeah, but on the exit he's getting a pretty good run down into the high-speed left under, gets on the grass a little bit, but looks like he can be taking the inside here. No, MSP sits back for a while. He's being patient. He's got a heavy braking zone next corner and down in turn 11, I think. So here we go into the home straight for the Miyabi section of the track, and brakes late, goes down the gears. Neantisto a bit wide, leaves him a lot of room, and Neantisto, thank you very much, says, and take the position.
MSP up into the podium, and you know what? Just a great job of classiness between both drivers. Really great job there. So we'll have to see what is going to happen with Cooper and J-Mag here. As J-Mag out again, Cooper, I believe, is going to be able to come in this lap. No, so that would mean J-Mag has to do one more lap on the mediums as well as Cooper. So Cooper will be coming in. Now we have to double check that there. Did Cooper run an extra lap on the mediums?
I think he did, because he came in on lap 14, so he did run an extra lap on the mediums. So I think he'll rather run the extra lap on the mediums and then do 5 laps on the hards, because I do think that slightly worn out mediums will still be faster than a new hard. So I think he's got the right call there.
For sure. And you know what? What Cooper did was cut out a pit stop. So That's an interesting move by Cooper, and J-Mag has the extra pit stop going along here, so we'll see what strategy plays out better here. Right now, it looks like it's in the favor of J-Mag, but not by much at all here, as Cooper will be on the hards this lap coming up here. As we just said, he'll have a run an extra lap on the mediums, which is a smart move rather than the hards. But J-Mag will have to stay out and run another lap on the mediums before he could pit to the hards. So very interesting. Still a lot to play out there. MSP still in control of third place here and up into the podium. Now, I have a feeling, though, that Nintisto is going to come in. We have not heard the last from Nintisto because he is going to end the race on the soft. So a podium looks like it could be well in hand for Nintisto here right now. As Spec 1 doing a really solid job in 5th place. And he has been holding down 4th, 5th place all race today. Let's get an update on Jeeves and Cards Fan here, as Jeeves is just ahead. Cards Fan making up tremendous ground on those softs, and he's about to do the same to Jeeves right now. Yes, and he's about to get Jeeves, as there goes Cooper into the pits, as we knew was going to happen. So Cooper is going to run his final laps on hards.
Yeah, but so will J-Mag. J-Mag will be looking to come into the pits on the next lap because he has to run 5 laps on the hards too. So maybe a bit of an undercut from Cooper right now. But after that, after J-Mag has pitted, it's a head-to-head until the end in the same condition. So we'll see.
And there you go. And now Jeeves went in, so that gives Cards Fan 6th position. But keep in mind here, Spec 1 on the mediums. Nintisto's going to get off the hards this lap coming up. And MSP on the mediums. These guys still have to run the hards, so that's going to open the door for a battle between Cards Fan, MSP, Spec, and Nintisto. As Cards Fan's on the softs the rest of the way, so he'll be on softs while MSP and Spec are going to be on hards, and Nintisto is going to be in danger possibly of that battle between Cards Fan as well.
It looks like it'll be a battle between those drivers you have mentioned right now, but I am more interested in the battle between Jeeves and Cartman right now, as these two were battling together at the beginning of the race. They both went for different strategies, but they have now been reunited in a way, and they'll be battling it out till the end. So, yeah, we'll see who has the upper hand.
Yeah, indeed. We'll go through the field again. Jeeves on fresh softs to the end, as we talked about. Cards Fan will be making that stop. And look at this here. We got Tremblay and Marco going toe-to-toe. Marco's on the hards. He's not wanting to let Tremblay by. Tremblay's on the softs. We have Ketch, who had to retire, and so did Autista. They are in the pits. Jadoko is probably not having a great day in the vet today, as J-Mag enters the pits. So we'll get back to this. Let's see where it puts J-Mag out.
Yeah, J-Mag had to come in as he has to run his 5 mandatory laps on the hards. Cooper could have stayed out for another lap now that I noticed, but he chose not to, as
oh, it's right there.
Out of the pits. Yeah, J-Mag out of the pits, but only a second ahead of Cooper right now, and there's not much tire wear in this racing hard tire, so these two great drivers will be able to battle it out till the end of the race on the same compound, and we'll see. I think Cooper has been faster, a bit faster, given newer tires, so maybe he can close in that gap.
And this is where the interesting thing lies now, Rodrigo, as we have Jeeves that wound up staying out, is on the softs. Cards Fan pit on the softs. Nintisto pit to get the softs. You have MSP, who still stayed out, and is on the mediums. So MSP is not yet taking the hards, as Spec 1 has taken the hards. So there's a massive mistake from MSP. If he does not go into the pits and take the hards, he will be disqualified from this race, and he's already going to be down a 10-second penalty at bare minimum at the moment. So that podium position is gone. But we have Nentisto and Jeeves going to catch him there. Go ahead, Rodrigo.
Yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong, but is it 10 seconds per lap you don't run the mandatory compound?
That is correct.
Alright, so MSP losing huge amount of time. I think he'll be able to rejoin 7th or 8th place, and hopefully he can get enough of a gap to try and still score a top 10 maybe, hopefully, because he might still be demoted to last task. Cards fan getting a move done on Spec 1, the soft compound of tires, clearly a lot faster than Spec 1 right now, who's on the hard compound, so...
Yeah, indeed, and I think Cards fan is the man to watch here, because he has Jeeves on slightly. Cards fan is on a lap better tires than Jeeves, but Jeeves is a really fast driver, and Nentisto ahead of him. So I think it's really 3 guys right now for the podium, and we'll see what MSP does. Does MSP realize this and go into the pits right now, or does he not? And he's already at 10 seconds right now.
Yeah.
Jeeves almost loses it.
I get a feeling that that's going up to 20 seconds, so MSP really throwing it away right here.
Yeah, that's a shame, because at worst you would be in 6th place, because I'm sorry, 7th place, because he was ahead of his teammate Spec. You never know what would have happened, but yeah, so we have to get this on. So Nentisto makes the move there on fresher softs, but he doesn't know this right now, but it was his place anyway in 3rd, and pretty soon Jeeves is going to make it into the 4th and try and battle Nentisto for the podium, and Cards fan is creeping up along here as well. But while this is all happening, we have J-Mag and Cooper separated by less than a second here for the victory. J-Mag has been leading on his strategy since about lap 14, when Cooper went for those long extra laps and cut out a pit stop. But as you can see, even with the less pit stop and the extra pit stop, Cooper's pace is just unbelievable here. So, you know, it's pretty evenly based strategies right now, as J-Mag has been putting the car in every direction the right possibly he could tonight. He's really been having a phenomenal race.
Yeah, J-Mag has sure been having a phenomenal race, as you were saying, and it's paying off right now. He's in the lead of the race and looking to beat looking to beat Cooper right now, but Cooper, then again, championship leader, he's not giving up that easily, and I think that the gap has been cut down to less than a second now.
Indeed it has. And these guys are on to the end here. And J-Mag trying to break that draft in the slipstream here. So no move is going to happen right there. So let's get back here to Nentisto for a second, because Nentisto is clearly in 3rd for the moment. Will MSP, now Jeeves overtakes 4th. A Cards fan right on MSP's rear. Will MSP realize it? He does. MSP goes into the pits.
MSP diving into the pits, realizing it a bit too little too late. So yeah, he's coming out, taking the hard compound of tires. Hard compound of tires. He's still ahead of Spec 1, and I'll say he's about 10 seconds ahead of Marco and Tremblay, and 15 seconds ahead of Judoka, so you have to put on the work to try and get a 20-second gap and try to get 9th position ahead of Judoka, but it's not really looking likely right now as Judoka is on the soft compound.
Yeah, so 20-second penalty right there. So, Nentisto getting a little loose. Almost lost it there. What a save by Nentisto, but that just opens the door for Jeeves a little more. But we have Cards fan, as we predicted, coming right up on the rear of Jeeves. So these guys have been battling all day long. They took their hards at a different time. and it's working out pretty evenly here. So this is what we like to see, a pure race to the finish. Same car, same tires, almost the same strategy, and we'll see what happens here as Nintisto wants them to battle each other so he could run away with his podium. He's about 3 seconds up the road, and he's about 8 to 10 seconds off of Cooper and J-Mag, but the battle is going to be between Jeeves and Cards Fan along with J-Mag and Cooper. So we have a show here. As you see, Jeeves' tires, Cards Fan has a little bit of better tire wear, so this might work out to help Cards Fan here as we go on board with Cards Fan.
Cards Fan has gained 1.2 seconds on the previous lap to Jeeves, so he's looking like the faster driver right now. And yeah, and we'll be looking, well, it's only 2 laps to go right now, so I think Nantito might have the, as they go, Cards Fan has almost spun it. Yeah, he's gonna get dirty tires for the next corner, so bit of a choke there from Cards Fan. He only has 2 more laps, he's already on the slipstream of Jeeps, probably he's got newer tires, so we'll have to be a bit patient right there.
Yeah, he just had a heart in the mouth Code Brown moment there for Cards Fan. But we shall see what happens.
Looking into the lead right now, J-Mag and Cooper have pretty much run the same lap time on lap 24, so Cooper not really gaining on J-Mag right now, and yeah, he's running out of time.
Yeah, on the penultimate lap. And as you mentioned lap times there, while we were on board with Cards Fan, it is worth mentioning that the pace from all these drivers are so close that Cards Fan ran a 2:14.7 that in one of those last laps, as J-Mag almost gets it loose there, but he controls it on these hard tires, which are torture. You have to really, really bear down and hold on to the cars. Cooper pulls up some dirt there. So these guys are really trying here. Cooper does not want to lose this race. He wants to stay perfect on the season, and J-Mag looking to take that away.
Yeah, Cooper pushing really, really hard right now. Desperate time for him, as there's only 1 lap to go, really. I think right now he's run out of time, but it's not over until the checkered comes, and still 1 lap to go for him.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. He's right there within closing distance. Let's see how they get under braking here. I mean, it's right there for Cooper. It is going to come down to no mistakes. Who could keep it clean? And who does not crumble under the pressure? I don't see either one of these drivers doing so. Cooper getting a little wide there. We're going to be on the penultimate lap here, coming into the final lap around the last turn. As J-Mag takes us in, he tries to break the slipstream from Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper not really going behind, or yes, he's going behind J-Mag. So 1 more lap. It's do or die right now, as our other battle on the track on the final lap is Jeeves versus Cards Fan, and Cards Fan has kept it together after his mistake for the chicane, and
look at this.
Jeeves weaving aggressively to break the slipstream, so yeah, got 1 more lap to try it.
And this is intense here right now. If you don't get him, he's not going to be able to get him before the S's, so Jeeves holds it on before the S's here, so Cards Fan is not going to be able to do anything right now.
Cards Fan have a beauty here right there, but now he has pushed those soft tires very, very hard, so yeah, they have taken quite a beating right there, but hey, he can still try to get the move done right here. Heaviest braking zone of the track coming up on the next corner. Yeah, he's looking a bit too far, but he needs to gain and line him up for the...
He's got
him! Going down the inside! Wow, what a move by Cards Fan.
What a move. There was a little bit of contact there, but that was a phenomenal move.
Yeah, that looked, I don't know, that looked fine to me, a bit of contact, but he took the gap, went for it, and move right there. Cards Fan, do or die, as we said a lap ago. It's the final lap, so you gotta do it, so gets the position, and well done. 4th place for him right now.
Yes, as we check back on the lead now, a few corners to go. J-Mag is still in front of Cooper on the racing hards. Cooper trailing here. coming into one of the final corners, the final hairpin, going around into this crazy killer chicane.
Yep, J-Mag has a 1 second lead right there, I think. And he just has one more corner to go, and we have a different winner, ladies and gentlemen, in SFR GT Challenge. Here we go. Give it up for J-Mag in the DNA Motorsport Seat on the Corvette. He's probably gonna be flashing his lights right there. Yep, he's doing so as he takes the checkered flag and beats Cooper to the line.
What a great job. What a great run. Let's see how this plays out. Congratulations to Nintisto, and Nintisto taking a podium, because Nintisto is no one to sleep on the championship as well, as he does a 360 to let everybody know how quick he is. Look at this battle between Cards Fan and Jeeves, as Jeeves runs out of fuel just at the end there. But what a job there by those two. What an amazing race they had, as we had MSP having to go back in the pits. And look at this battle between Marco and Tremblay, and Marco did not let him by at all. So unbelievable there. Battles all over the place here tonight. Wow. As we have Jadoko rounding it out in 10th, as we had to have Autista and Ketch retire. They will probably get credit. I believe they ran more than 70% of the race. But what a job by J-Mag. Congratulations to J-Mag. He finally took down the man, the championship leader, who was perfect on the season. So, and it was by the slimmest of margins, Rodrigo. It really was.
Yep, pretty good job from J-Mac there. Yeah, only got him by a second after 26 laps and about an hour of racing. So, yeah, good job from him right there.
Yeah, and it's amazing, like we talked about with the strategies there on who does what, how it pans out, because you had different strategies play out with these two, 1 and 2, Nintisto, and you had Jeeves actually along with Cards Fan on different strategies, and it really played out to be pretty amazing racing here between everybody here. So unfortunately, we did see a great move by Cards Fan on Jeeves, and that was amazing racing. But unfortunately for MSP is going to have to take a 20-second penalty. We will not know where that puts him out. So we do know that Spec 1 will move up a position, and so will everybody else, because they were all really close. And hats off to Marco and Tremblay, because we might have not seen the whole battle there, but there was an amazing battle taking place between these guys. And as you see, Tremblay is on the soft tire, and Marco finished also on soft tires. So yeah, I thought he was on hards for a second, but that was Spec 1, my mistake. But it was an amazing battle through and through. But once again, congratulations to DNA and J-Mag for taking the win here over Cooper. As long as pit penalties don't interfere, then it would be nothing is official until it's official, as we all know. But what that does, ladies and gentlemen, is that now makes Cooper's life harder and opens the door for J-Mag and Nintisto to actually, and even Mickey Mike, if Mickey Mike comes back, that opens the door, Rod, to now possible other winners in this championship in GTC1. Yeah, pretty good job from everyone. They are getting quicker. They are giving Cooper a run for his money out there. And yeah, Nintisto and J-Mag, great drive today. Both drivers taking well-deserved podiums. Yeah, it really was. We can't say enough about that. And great battles from everybody, and especially great battles from Jeeves and Cards Fan from Phoenix Racing and DNA Racing. So DNA well represented today. They had a really nice day, and J-Mag walked away with a big smile on his face. You know, do you almost get the feeling that Cooper maybe said to himself, you know, let me lose one race just to make it fair for everybody else?
Don't think so right there. Cannot take anything away from the other drivers right there. So
I'm only teasing. I know.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. So yeah, Cooper losing his first race of the season.
It is actually. If we go back, I can't remember how many it's been that he's rattled off in a row. But yeah, the first race of the season he loses, and it comes at the hands of DNA J-Mag. So We will get back to you, ladies and gentlemen. We did have GTC2 also take place here, along with GTC3. So as we mentioned in the beginning, Rod and I normally do GTC3, as Josh does GTC1 and GTC2. However, we're stepping in for this round 10, so we will be back with GTC2 one of these days, probably tomorrow, and then maybe GTC3 on Friday, or Saturday. We'll probably Friday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll keep you guys posted on the Discord and on the Facebook. And we'll have all the standings updated for when GTC1 kicks off this Sunday at Suzuka for round 11 of 12. So we're looking to finish the season strong, and yeah, we will be back with GTC2 stream at Kyoto for round 10. But for Ketch, it's Rodrigo. Rodrigo, you want to say anything else before we get out of here, bud?
Yeah, just, well, thanks for having me yet again. Pretty interesting race, you know, pretty, I mean, new drivers we've seen today for us. We've never commentated a GTC1 race, but definitely some familiar race faces on the Gran Turismo community. So, yeah, pretty fun to watch. The best drivers on SFR GT, and hopefully we can do it again sometime soon.
Yeah, and we do have some really talented drivers in all the divisions, and there are, like we've mentioned before, you saw Cards Fan down. I just got to get this out there before we leave. I mean, the pace of these drivers. You saw Cards Fan hit almost the exact same lap time as Cooper, who held the fastest lap of the race. It could have even been J-Mag, because J-Mag did qualify on pole, so that's worth mentioning as well. But these drivers between all three divisions, the talent gap is really so close that a lot of the guys can be battling each other. There's just, you know, you can't fit that many people on one track. So, I mean, it's just been great competition all year, and the speed throughout each division is very evenly matched. So, yeah, it was fun to do GTC1 because we haven't seen these guys, like Rodrigo has said. So, yeah, great job, Rod. Thanks for always being a part of this, and I have a great time doing these with you, man.
Yep, same here.
Okay, so for everybody, that's Rodrigo. I am Ketch. We will be back to do the GTC2 stream as we mentioned. So tell your friends. Thank you, everybody.